Welcome to today's QiRanger report. We're going to talk about some really interesting health-related stories today. First up from Alberta, Canada. Now, there's a gentleman by the name of Stephen Barr. Now, he is a researcher focusing on HIV and AIDS, and he has come up with an amazing discovery. What they have found is a specific gene that blocks the assembly of the HIV. Now, what this really means in terms of halting the spreading of HIV and AIDS is that HIV is a virus. Okay, that's what the V stands for. And it's assembled in each cell and then spreads throughout the body. Over time, you develop full-blown AIDS. But because it is a virus and it contains genetic material, the virus can actually mutate, and that's why drug companies are always trying to refine their medicines and why there are some drug-resistant strains of the HIV. What this gene does, they've discovered, it blocks the assembly of new viruses, of new strands of HIV. So by injecting this, or by turning on this gene in affected cells, it effectively halts the assembly and spread of HIV to new cells. This is a huge discovery and has huge ramifications in the spread of HIV and AIDS, especially in developing countries such as Africa, where there is a huge epidemic. Now, second up, we're going to continue with the virus theme and talk about the flu. Now, it's widely known that winter is flu season, but why? Well, researchers finally figured that out. You see, the flu virus is actually protected by a fatty capsule. In cold temperatures, the fat solidifies and protects the flu virus from cold environment. It doesn't dissipate and can actually last for quite a while outside the body. When it enters your respiratory tract, your body temperature actually warms the fat, melts it away, and allows the flu virus to incubate in you. Now, this is also seen in several other type of unicellular organisms, specifically like algae, where spores are actually encased in a hard substance and actually can wait years before water conditions come around and allow the algae to grow again. So this is a pretty well-established phenomenon, and why we're trying to look at ways to kind of combat this. And finally, we are going to talk about something very seriously: anorexia. Now, anorexia is an eating disorder that typically affects young women, especially in today's media society where emphasis is put on thin and beautiful. Now, if you just have anorexia, it is an unhealthy look at your own body, where you are petrified of gaining weight, gaining fat, and you really have an unnatural and distorted body image. Now, the picture over on the side here, it is really disgusting, and it's hard for me to look at it. But this is typically what an anorexic may look like in extreme conditions, and they themselves think they look beautiful. But what I want to talk about is that normally if someone suffers from anorexia, they typically die from this condition in 5 to 20% of the cases. However, new research has shown that those suffering from anorexia are actually more likely to successfully complete suicide than others. And there's two reasons for this. One is that because they are already sick, they have a depressed immune system, so that what might not normally kill a normal person, because they are immune suppressed, it may have a harder and harsher effect on them. Second, they actually tend to choose more lethal methods of suicide. So if you know of anyone who is suffering from anorexia, or you suspect someone has an eating disorder, please make sure that they get the help they need. Anyway, that's today's news. Hope you have a great day.